used to have Football Extra. My name is Rafael Banamanikote, and in this episode, we speak about the 2026 World Cup qualifiers that will take place in Northern Americas. So that is United States of America, Canada, as well as Mexico. These are your host nations for the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. And Ghana, as you have it, are one of the countries that are eyeing the prospects of going to this particular tournament. So Ghana first qualified for the 2006 World Cup that was slated in Germany, and they also did, that is 2010 in South Africa. Then later they made it to Brazil in 2014, but in 2018 they failed to qualify to that as Russia. But then again, they were back in the good again to Qatar 2022, and in that particular tournament, Ghana was housed in a group that had the likes of Portugal, South Korea, as well as Uruguay from the South Americas. But unfortunately, Ghana placed last in that particular group. I mean, in the very first match, we lost to Portugal 3-2. In our second match, I mean, we were of the view to qualify, and we won 3-2 against South Korea. In our very last match against Uruguay, everybody thought that at least a draw or probably a win will sail us through to the next stage of the competition to help us to the quarterfinals. But it didn't happen as such. Ghana was ousted by Uruguay, and we eventually came home. But this time around, we have the 2026 World Cup qualifiers that will come up in the next few months. So Ghana has been housed in a group. Let me run by you some of our group opponents. So Ghana has been housed in a group that has Mali, Madagascar, Central African Republic, Comoros, as well as Chad Republic. So these are the teams that Ghana has been housed against. So when you look at most of these sides that Ghana will play, we have Mali, Madagascar, Central African Republic, Comoros, as well as Chad. I mean, these are teams that on paper anybody would choose, that is the senior national team, the Black Stars, to qualify ahead. So a team that will probably present us with most or the stiffer opposition will be Mali, because I mean, we've played Mali in recent times and we know that they are heavyweights when it comes to African football. But I mean, football has evolved over the last few years. In the last 10 matches or the last 9 matches that Ghana has played away from home in the African qualifiers, I mean, Ghana has just won 1, we've drawn 6, as well as we've recorded 2 losses on the road in our last 9 away games. So it speaks to the volumes that if Ghana would want to qualify to the 2026, that is World Cup, that is slated in North America, they need to make sure that they have to get their acts running, because the stats I just read you by, I mean, just 1 win from 9, I mean, it doesn't speak volumes of us, but you would expect that the senior national team, I mean, they have an array of boys in there. I don't want to mention names, but you know, a chunk of our players playing within the European divide. If they want to make sure that they make it to, that is the 2026, they have to get their acts running. And playing against teams like Chad, Comoros, Central African Republic, Madagascar, as well as Mali, they are tricky affairs on that occasion. But let me play the devil's advocate and say that if Ghana fail to qualify as tops of this particular group, it means that what we can do for ourselves is play, that is a 4-nation tournament or 4-club tournament. So this will probably have the likes of teams that also didn't finish top. So if Ghana finishes, that's a second in Group I, they can still qualify for the 2026 World Cup qualifier. So that is a 4-team CAF playoff. That is a 4-team CAF playoff. So it means that the second place sides that are able to make it, they would organize a 4-team playoff. So whoever qualifies, that gains the passage to be part of the World Cup series. So I mean, I know you don't want an if factor in there, and if Ghana wants to make it to the 2026, they have to make sure that they qualify once and for all, no permutations in there. And shall we are see? No, we don't want that. I mean, we'll have to make sure that we get it right, and we are getting it right in the very first attempt. So, I mean, if we are housed in a group that has the likes of Madagascar, Mali, Comoros, Central African Republic, we have to get it right. And I know we have a bit of experience last in there, but I don't know whether as at the time we are qualifying, we'll still have Ayu in there. We'll still have, that is Jordan Ayu, Jiku, Amate, Salisu, Kudus, Antoine Semenyon, and all those guys. I don't know whether as at that time we'll still have these guys in the heart of affairs, but hopefully, I mean, I just hope and pray that, I mean, these guys are still around, they are still playing active football, and they are in their very top pedestal as we'll have it to make sure that we qualify. So, on this note, this is where I draw the curtains down on today's episode. My name is Raphael Banaman Kote. If you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, please do so to click on the button below. So this is where I wrap down on today's show. Keep hope alive with sports.